These are all one-way streets. I have no idea who designed this city, but whatever architect or whatever designed this city, I hope they have a new job nowadays, right? Because you don't want to have a city that just consists of one-way streets, but that's the way it is. Hey everyone, this is Thecos, and today I will be showing you Moonlight, a solo run write game, which is like a crime noir detective story. This is by Harrigan Games. You might remember that I covered their game Hive last year, which was also a very good game. And today we'll be showing you Moonlight. Just a few words about this game. This is a legacy roll and write. That means you will have different episodes that work differently. I only have episode 1 at the moment, but I think there are 4 main episodes included in the Kickstarter that's currently still going on. And there are 2 more were unlocked via stretch goals. I think there are like 1 or 2 more that can be unlocked. So there's quite a lot of content here, and I can imagine that the missions play quite differently. Today's video will be structured in such a way. I will give you a demo playthrough. That means I will show you how the game works. I will play a few turns. I will not play the entire game, just a few turns, like I kind of did it with Hive back then. And then I will give you like my impressions of the game. Not a full-fledged review, but like my impressions, how I like it. And that should help you decide whether or not you want to jump into the game. As I said, it is currently available on Kickstarter. It will, when this video is released, it will still be available for, I think, another 7 days or so, right? So you still have a little bit of time to make up your mind and check out the page. As usual, you will find the link to the campaign in the description of this video. Alright, so without much further ado, grab yourself a cup of tea and let's go. Man, this has been sitting here for a while, but it's still too hot. Well, I will have some more of it a little bit later. So, in terms of the story, we are Dexter Sly Harrigan, a hard-boiled detective in Midnight City. Now, our partner has been kidnapped, and we have less than 3 weeks, as we can see in the calendar, to save them. And we know who did it. Big Louie the Claw Marconi. And, of course, we have a plan of getting him back. We will be playing over 3 weeks, and there are 3 ways to win the game. Number 1 is we can pay the ransom here. You see, like at the end of these weeks, there is like a specific amount of money we have to pay. $500, $1,200, and $2,000, right? That's one way to win the game. If we like finish the entire like all the weeks and we pay all these ransom, we win the game. The other thing is we can deduce the location where the hostage is held. We do that by crossing out these clues here and crossing them out here. When we have crossed out all of them, then we also win the game. The last thing is we can incriminate Big Louie the Claw Marconi. I really like these names. That means by just filling all these squares here on his portrait. We can also lose the game if we either fail to pay any ransom, right? So we actually need to pay them. We don't need this to win the game, right? We can do that. We can also win like before that by doing like the other things here. But we always need to be able to pay it when it's time, after like the week has concluded, right? That is very important. And also we lose if the police becomes too suspicious of us, and that is like what we do down here with Big Louie. We also like have like suspicion track here, and we always also fill these up, cross these out, and when this is completely crossed out, then we were actually then the police was suspicious of us and we were caught. So that is like how we win and lose the game. How do we play the game? Well, let me just start playing and then I will explain like the rest as we go, right? So first, we always roll these 6 dice here, right? So let me just put them right here. I will talk about that sheet a little bit later. We don't need that yet. And then we have 1 or 3 phases, depending on what we do. The first phase is always the day phase. That means we roll these dice, and now we can attribute them down here. It's kind of like a dice placement, worker placement kind of game, right? We can put them down here for these abilities, for these actions, right? Investigate just means we walk around the city. We start up here in the corner, and we don't walk on the squares. We walk like around these squares. You can like see these small arrows here, and they point in specific directions. So we need to actually like go into these directions, right? These are all one-way streets. I have no idea who designed this city, but whatever architect or whatever designed this city, I hope they have a new job nowadays, right? Because like, yeah, you don't want to have a city that just consists of one-way streets, but that's the way it is. We can either drive. That means we have to just put any dice here, like for example a 3 and a 6. And then we take the first die and we drive 3 in one direction and then 6 in a direction as well. We cannot like do like 1 and 2 for the 3. We need to like go in a straight line here, right? We can also walk. That means we take like 2 dice, like these for example, and then we can walk 9, right? We play as Sly, right? And Sly has one weakness, and that is a bad knee. That means the more he walks, the less he can walk later on because he like overstrains himself, right? And every time you have like an 8 to a 12 here, then like higher than a 7, then you need to cross out the highest number here, right? So the highest he then can walk is only 11 anymore, not 12 anymore. So that is like interesting. Like over the course of the game, you can like walk less and less. Then we have search. Search, I will explain a little bit later, but essentially you can like cross out symbols that you have encircled, that you have like in squared, I mean. Then we have hustle. Hustle need to be 2 of the same number, but it doesn't really matter like how much. And there are several things we can do. Either you can do shakedown, that means you get money. You can just encircle money, that is important for paying the ransom, right? You can level up a skill. And also, or you can like plant evidence and gain 2 incrimination. That means you can just cross out 2 squares here, right? And then the last thing we can do is informants. So you just put any die here. You can put as many dice here as you want to. Not here, but here you can. And that means you can, the number you put on there, you can put in this, anywhere in this square. And what you can also do at some point is pay 1, when you put a die here, pay 1 money that you have accumulated here. And then you can cross out any contiguous set of squares with the same number here on the grid. And then you can cross out that exact shape without rotating or flipping it here on the map. That's like another way to cross out these symbols. And that's pretty much it. We also have skills here. But we will get, and here we have a skill as well. I will get to those a little bit later. All right, so let's start. So we start up here. What I want to do is just like see that I like get down into the city, either into one of these, into one of these 3 squares, and just cross out a little bit of stuff. Here you see a lot of squares right next to each other. I could use these to actually do that informant thing, right? Because I can get a shape down there. That's something I could do, right? So let's see. Do we want to? I always want to hustle, right? And I need to have 2 of the same dice. I only have 2. The 3s are the only one of the same. So I will put those there, and I will gain 1 money. That is very important. Money is very important, right? At the end, we also need to cross out the first day of the first week. At the end of the week, we need to have 500 at least, right? So I will have to do that once a day if possible. All right, so that was the first thing we did. Then let me see. I definitely want to like drive a little bit. I wanna be careful of my knee for now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 into that direction, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, like 5 into that direction as well. But that doesn't work. We could do 6 as well. I don't like 6 too much. Maybe let's go for 3 then, maybe? That could work, and then we walk around a little bit. Maybe let's do it like this, right? I think this is what we could do. I'll do the informants a little bit later. So, and now we drive. So 5, 3, so I start here, right? And then we go 1, so we start right here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we go down 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, and now we can walk around a little bit. And walking, we don't have to go in a straight line, right? I can walk like however I want to. So let me see how we can do this best. I could encircle this one here. That would be cool because I could immediately show you how the heists work. I think I will actually do that. I think that would be kind of cool. So we'll walk 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I can walk 1 more. That one doesn't really do anything, but let me just go here. So we have like more ways of actually moving maybe. Okay, that was already it. that was the day phase. We're done, right? I used all of my 6 dice. And now we optionally have the night phase. We always have the night phase if we encircle one of these and cross them out, right? I haven't crossed them out yet, so we might have one next turn. So that was already my turn, right? Because we can only do the day phase. Night phase, as I said, like the heist, only when we have crossed out one of these locations. But I will do so next turn. Okay, then let's roll these dice again. Oops. We have the next day here. Okay, so let's see what we have. So we need 2 of the same for the hustle. I will do that again because we do need the money. And then let's see. I want to search, but I also want to investigate. Oh, by the way, that was a higher number, so I need to get rid of the 12 here. So now we can walk a maximum of 11. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. I could start working on the informants. That is fine. I definitely want to walk, I think, and I try to encircle a few more things. So now when we walk or drive, now I don't have to like start where we stopped last time. I can just choose any point of the path that I have used so far, that I have like driven on or walked on, and start from there, right? But then we of course need to abide by all of the of these again. So I could go down here and circle that hat. That would be possible. But I could also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Can I get a 9 down? I could with the 5 and the 4. But I mean, why stop there, right? I mean, I go here like this, and then I can just continue walking. I think that's fine as well. So let's do that. Let's do 5 and 6. Yeah, let's do 5 and 6. So I have to cross out the next highest number. So next time we can only walk 10 maximum. So 11. I will start right here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Actually, it doesn't really matter. 10, 11. Doesn't really matter where we go, I think. Yeah. By the way, I forgot something last round. I now need to do that. And that is every time we walk or drive, we need to create a stake out here, right? That means we take like the numbers that we had and we put a cross like where these 2 numbers meet, right? In the direction that I want to, right? And what we did last time we had a 6 and a 1 here. That means at 1, 6 or at 6, 1, I need to create a stake out. I will create one right here at 1, 6. And what we also had last time was a 5 and a 3 down here. So I will also create a stake out right here. So these stakeouts, what these do is like whenever I walk through them, I gain suspicion, right? This is like where the police is now investigating. And the same thing here, 5, 6. So let me create the stake out right 6, maybe right here, 6, 5, like this. At least I'm quite sure I can choose the square where stakeout happens. If that's not the case, I will put something here in the subtitle or in the pinned comment to correct that. Okay, so that was done. We still have 2 dice here. What I will do, I will put a 2 on search. What that happens is now I can cross out up to that number, up to 2, in squared blocks. And you see I have 3 in squared blocks. Actually, then I will use the 4. And now I get the corresponding clues or heists, right? That means I can cross it up to 4. So 1 here, that is like these 2 feet, that's grit. So what we do now, we always like fill down here all the circles first and then the square above. The first one, there is no circle, so I fill just the square. And that means now I have leveled up. Now I have a 6 for grid. Like you always like look at the lowest uncovered square, right? And that means now I can use an exertion to fill in any square instead of rolling. I will get to that when we do the heist, because these are all heist skills. And what I also can do is these feet, I can now cross them out here for the clue sets. So I will just cross out that one here. Then the next one, we have the hat. I will cross that out as well. That is Moxie. So I can fill that square because there are no circles below it. And this one lets me use an exertion to add up to that much to a rolled die. I will get to that in our heist as well. And then speaking of heists, I can also cross out this one here. That means now we will, of our first heist, we will actually be doing the corner store and looking for evidence right there. Okay. I still have a 2 left. I will just put the 2 here. And I would like to have this shape later on if possible. So I will just put the 2 right here. Right, and now I could pay $100, like one money sack, in order to take that 2 and put it, like cross out anything anywhere, but I don't want to do that. I want to keep that. Alright, that was the day phase again. So now we actually go into the night phase because we have a heist location. So let me get all of these gone here. So we have the heist location right here. And what we now do is, that's pretty clever. So what we now do is, now we put that sheet above the other one, because now we see all our heist skills here while we do our heist, and we will be doing the corner store today. What we first do is, you see like this row in the middle here, the column in the middle, that easy street is it called. If we had our luck skill leveled up, which we don't, then we can like roll this many dice and put like the numbers here on easy street. That means we can use these numbers for our heist as well. We don't have that, so we just start our regular heist here. What we do is, you see right next to the corner store, you see like 3 of each number, right? And this is the exertion we have, right? So I can now cross out any of these numbers and roll that many dice. What we need to do is we need to fill up this square with these dice, but we need to like be aware of the security down here, right? The security squares. And this one is a lock. You see like the color coded right here. That's the locks. And this one says the sum of difference between the 2 numbers on this column. That means if I have like a 3 and a 4 in this column, I need to put a 1 there. And we need to fill out all of these security squares. If we do that, we get a loot of $300. For each square that we didn't fill out, we need to deduct $100 because these sirens are blaring, right? So what I will do, and also, I will explain that later, but we don't want to use all of these numbers, right? For each number, I want to have a few left because we need those later on to destroy our evidence. But we'll get to that later. So let's get started. I will just cross out the 6 for now. We want to like go all in, and then I will roll the 6 dice. There we go. So now we have our 6 dice here. I do have these 2 abilities, right? This one lets me use an exertion. I have 6 exertion now because that's what I filled in here, and I can fill in any square instead of rolling with a 6, right? That's the grid I have, but then I have to like remove a die for that. And also the Moxie lets us use an exertion to add up 1 to a roll die. That's also pretty good, right? So let's start here. Let's see. 6, 3. For example, I could do that. I could take a 6 and a 3, and then, right? Remember, these down here need to be the difference. The difference is 3, so I can spend another 3. So the first column is already done. That is great. And then here I have 6, 3, and 2. I can't do a whole lot with that. What I could do, well, actually I have to use an exertion to do that. I could add 1 to that, but I don't have enough exertion. So what I will do is, I will just put another 6 here and another 3, and then I will just put a 2 right here. That's fine. I always have to go adjacent, right? I can't just fill anywhere I want to. Yeah. Okay. That's it. So now I will use 5. Let's go down to 5 and just roll 5 dice. So let's see. I need a 3 here, but we can work with that. I have an idea actually. I think I will actually use my Moxie in order to use 1 exertion to add 1 to a die, and I will add a 3 to a 1 to this die here. So now this is a 3, so I can fill that one in right here. That's perfect. And then here I have a 5, 4, and 1. So just 5, 4, 1. There we go, right? That's going really well. All right, 2, 4, 6. Another 5. I only have 1 5 at the moment, so I think I will use another 5. I will let you know later why it's important to actually think about the numbers, the amount of exertion you're using. So 2. I have a 2, 2, 4. That would be pretty good actually. I could work with that. That would be nice. 6, 4, 1. Yeah. Okay. I can't really use the 1 here. Whenever I have a die that I can't use, which is not good, of course. I need to cross out one of these stumble pips up here. And these are like bad because they incriminate me again, right? Incrimination, remember, are these here. The suspicion, I mean. Not incrimination, suspicion. Incrimination is for the bad guy. Okay, so, can I do it any differently? 4, 2, 2, 1, No, I think I will do it differently. I will actually put the 6 and the 4 right here. Yeah, I'm not 100% happy with that, but that's fine. 6, 4, 2, like this. And then it's a 4 and a 1. Let me put the 4 here. And the 1 I will just put here. Okay. So now, of course, you only have 3 numbers. I can put maximum in here. Let's take 2. No, let's actually take 3. Because I can use a die, right? I can use an exertion to fill in any square with a 6, for example, right? So that could be helpful. So let me roll 3 and see what happens. So you see there's like a little bit of a pushy luck mechanism here. Almost, right? If you want to call it that. Okay. Yeah, this is actually pretty good. I will use an exertion. Would I do that? Actually, no, I don't. Wait. I need one more die. But let me work with that. I will use the 5 here, and we'll put the 5 down here. Right? And then I will take the spend this die here to add 1 to this die, right? With my Moxie. That's 2. So now I can put the 2 here. Very nice. Okay. And now I will roll 2 dice for the next round. So let me just take these 2. Roll these 2. So, and what I could just put the 6 in there. What I will just do is, I didn't do this right. I wanted to use only 1 die. Sorry. I'm not cheating, right? So this one I didn't use. I used the 1. Of course, I just wanted to use 1. I will show you why, because I have a plan. My plan is to roll just the die, right? And then use the grid in order to use the exertion in order to put a 6 anywhere. And I can just put that right here. And then we actually have everything done. That is really, really nice. So, and now we complete the heist. That means now we check, have we filled all of these squares? We have. That means we get $300. 1, 2, 3. Very, very good. And then what we now do is, and now that's like a pretty cool mechanism. Now we do the cover up, right? The cover up means that we now take the heist board and we slide that over. So we see now the left panel of the map here. And now first of all we destroy evidence, right? And that means that we take these numbers we have left, and like for example, if I take the 6 here, right, then I cross that 6 out, and now I take any row or column and cross out all 6s. I need to cross out as much as I can, right? So I will of course take this row here and cross out that 6 and that 6 and that 6, right? And then I will take the second 6. There's only 1 here, so I will cross out that as well. Now with the 5s, now that is a problem. We have like 2. We have 2 5s here, right? So I will not be able to cross out both. But let's just cross out, I guess, this one down here. Doesn't really matter. Okay, and then we have 4s. Same thing. I can now cross out a 4, and I will take this row here and cross out all the 4s in that row. That's it. No more 4, so I don't need to use those. And now we cross out that 3. And yeah, we have a row here. And for that 3, we have a row here. And then 2s. I have 3 2s, right? Remember that. I will take this row right here. And then for this 2, I will take the row up here. And now we have 2 1s left. I can just cross them out with these here, right? So everything is fine. What we didn't do quite well enough, I should have used more 4s, right? To put in, like roll dice, because we have 1 5 left here. All right. And now we do the incrimination suspicion. So every floor square that is crossed out gains at 1 incrimination, right? So that's 6, 12, 18 minus 1, that one. So it's 17. So now we take 17 here. That, if I'm not mistaken, is all of these. And we can cross out all of these. right? What I usually do is I just put them in squares, because I think then you see the image a little bit better still of Big Louie. So these are all the inclination we got. And now we also have suspicion, right? And for all of these that we didn't cross out, like 1, and all of these stumbled ones, right? Remember when I can't put a die anywhere? These add up to the suspicion. So we get 1 suspicion. So you see, we're doing really well. At the end of the second round of quite a lot, we have enough money to pay the first ransom. We have gotten the first 2, I should have crossed that out, the first 2 symbols for the first clue set, and also we have done our first heist, and yeah, we've done really well here. Look at all this incrimination. If we do 2 more heists, 2 to 3 more heists like that, we can actually win the game immediately, right? And now that concludes the heist phase. That means the night and the morning phase, and now we start again with the first phase. So we just cross that out here, and we roll our 6 dice and continue the game. And I think that should now give you a pretty good idea of how this game plays, right? We just continue like that. I would like to these, I would distribute the dice here, I would walk around, find clues, get money, and all of that stuff, and then I do heists whenever I cross these out here, right? That is pretty much like how the game is played. I think this should give you a good idea. And this is where I will conclude my demo playthrough for now, right? I think that those were 2 pretty insightful turns. I hope so, at least. So, what do I think about the game? I like it a lot. Like, first of all, the theme is really cool. I like these heist themes and these crime noir themes. I like them quite a bit. And I think the way this is played here, the artwork and everything, it really works in its favor, right? You have like these sketches here you have like a really cool city with like different districts here. Like the entire theme works really well, right? Because you're walking around, you're investigating. You're like, look, okay, where they killed my friend, right? You're looking for that, and then of course you're going to all of these locations here and trying to find like evidence right there, right? But you always also need to cover your own trails, right? Because the police is also on your tail. So that is pretty cool. That is like the theme works really well, and I like it quite a bit. Also, like the artwork and how everything is laid out is done really well. It's like it has like a very, very good. It gives you like a really good overview, right? It's a very slick design, right? It's very simple, but it like gives you like that kind of cartoony crime noir vibe. I like this a lot. And the gameplay works really well also. This actually is quite unique. Similar to Hive. Hive was also a very unique game. And this one is as well. Yes, you do things that you do like path, and you have like a puzzle here, you have these puzzles here. But I have never seen it in such a way, right? Because there are quite a few things you can do, right? You can like try to like go for symbols that level up specific skills. You can go for incrimination mainly. That means you need to like cross out these locations, right? So next round I could try to somehow cross out this one here. One thing that I didn't like at the beginning too much was like the one-way streets. At the beginning, this seems incredibly limiting, right? So if you decide to get this game because you like what you saw here today, and you first start to play it, it's possible that you will not like this either first. But trust me, just try to play with it, right? Maybe do like one short demo game with a few rounds to kind of get an idea of how that works, and then play a real game. And that's what I did. And actually, like, this puzzle is pretty good because you can start at any point that you have been before, right? And that helps you a lot. But yeah, you will have to like walk around a lot in circles and have to like go on path you have been before. Yeah, that's the way it works. But otherwise, it would be too simple if you could just go anywhere. There would be no tactics at all. This one is quite strategic or quite tactical. Like, how do I actually walk through the city to like find all of that, right? But it works because, for example, that massage here, right? I could just start here and then go around here, 4 squares. That's it, right? So very easy actually, right? So you will have to work on that. But first, it's kind of weird, but later on, I like it quite a bit. This game has like a lot of small mechanisms, but they're interconnected really, really well. I love that. Like the leveling up system. First, you need to fill the circles down there, and then the squares, right? That takes a while, but I mean, you will have to go through the city quite a bit in order to win this game. So far, the main things that I do really is like leveling up my skills with these things here, right? With these symbols, and just go into locations because I really like these heists. I really like those. I think you could also like play the game for like that many rounds, just get all of that cash. That would also be enough, right? But you will have to do heists, otherwise you will never get enough money to pay all of that off, right? So yeah, there's no whole lot more I can say about this game. I think this works really well. I think the mechanisms work nicely. They're really well interconnected. The theme works really well. So if you like roll and write games, if you like solo games, and if you enjoyed what you saw me today, I see no reason for you not to check out the campaign, right? You will find a link to the campaign in the video description. I just head over there. As I said, if I get to edit this in time and upload it in time, you will still have like about 6 to 7 days for the campaign. Otherwise, maybe 2 days less. But you will have like 4 to 7 days left now for the campaign, depending on when I upload this video and when you watch this video, right? But I really like this. All right, well, that concludes my Kickstarter preview of this game. I tried to keep this video a little bit shorter than usual. I think like a full playthrough wouldn't have like given you any more insight into the game, so I think this is just the perfect length. And well, if you decide to back the campaign and then get the files and get to play the game, I hope you will enjoy it. Alright, thank you so much for watching and for sticking to the very end. I highly appreciate that. As usual, I would like to thank you all for your support, especially I want to give a shout out to my generous patrons, and the biggest thanks go to Thecos for continuously supporting me at the highest tier. Thank you so much for that, I really appreciate that. If you'd like to support me as well, which I would appreciate of course, you can do so by watching, liking and commenting on my videos, subscribing to my channel, supporting me on Patreon, and joining my Discord server to hang out with me in my truly, really cool community. Alright, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the very next video. Take care everyone, stay safe, and cheers.